Hi Bertie, it's Dean. I'm just getting in touch because you ain't made another vlog. I'm scrolling through and all I'm seeing is a bunch of really rubbish films and
there's no reason to be rude.
And,
I'll do
actually,
it.
I've just clicked on one.
I was gonna do it. I'll fucking We have a cat now. Ladybug. Oh, I mean, what is there to say? She's a brilliant cat, basically. Very talented, great lip syncer. She's got a bright future ahead of her. It's great. No, it's great. She's such a cutie. I'm sad. Yeah, I don't know how else to put it. I wanted to start us off with something lighter to ease you in before we get into this, but yeah, I'm a bit sad. I'm feeling a bit sad recently, and it's a big reason as to why it's taken me so long to make this vlog. Sorry, Dean.
Could you perhaps be better looking in your next video? Because this sort of looks like a greasy blonde chicken nugget with hot wax dripping off it, and it's making me want to be fucking sick.
You know how long it's been? Since making the last installment, I have visited Sav's parents' place in Ohio twice. Once in the scorching sun and once in the icy snow. So that's like two of the main extremes of weather that I've experienced in one place since I last did this. Shit. I've done the sunny green hills level and I've done the snow/ice level. So all I need to do now is visit Sav's parents' place in lava, underwater, moon, and prehistoric. Fuck it. So Bertie, why are you sad? Well, that's a very good question, and one that will probably take a number of minutes for me to answer. Are you sitting comfortably? I've been trying to make this episode 4 for ages now, and it's gone through various incarnations, like too many to count at this point, and so far nothing's been clicking. Like when I started making short films at 16, it was just so exciting. Going to the cinema was properly exhilarating because everything I saw up there on that screen that I liked and I appreciated felt so tangible. And it felt like it was for me. In 2014, I think it was, Her came out, the Spike Jonze film, Her. And I probably saw it like 5 times in the cinema. And I think so many of us have those films that really resonate with us at a certain time of our lives for whatever reason and just kind of come about at the exact right time. And Her was definitely that for me. When I watched it, my heart soared at the notion of making something like that, making something that stood for the same values and something that was just a good movie. It's a good movie. But as you get older, because of how difficult and costly making films can be, it can start to wear you down, and that pure, unencumbered spark of excitement and genuine enthusiasm, it kind of starts to fade. When I go to the cinema now, I'll watch an amazing movie and think, this isn't for you. This is for him. This is for the person you used to be. He would do so much more with what you've experienced here tonight. I used to just call up my friends and say, hey, you about? I kind of want to shoot something. And we would, and maybe it was good, maybe it was bad. It kind of didn't matter. We were free, you know? But now my standards have risen to a point where what I deem to be a properly worthwhile creative endeavor looks like this, which is great, but it's expensive and it takes a lot of time and there's so many moving parts and it really can't be done that often. Yeah, so right now I'm brushing my teeth and spitting into the bath because when Ladybug first got here, she hid behind the bathroom sink for the first 5 days, and we had to get a plumber in to remove it. So we don't have a sink, and we haven't had one for 4 months. So I'm living my best life. I'm 20 now, transitioning from starry-eyed teen who lives with his mum to a bit of an adult who has to pay council tax is scary. I'm a bit scared. That awareness of one's adult responsibilities has really bled into my thought processes when making things, and I wish it hadn't. And that's really what it boils down to. My creative life and my adult life hate each other. They're constantly fighting and nothing's ever resolved, and I'm just left here feeling like shitty poo-poo. Because being able to freely make short films when you're a teenager, when there are no bills to pay, is one thing, and the encouragement from you lot back then is such a instrumental part of why I didn't give up and why I'm still doing it now. But trying to survive while carving out a career in making movies is hard. I've experienced issues with anxiety. A lot of you know that. I kind of don't stop going on about it. But this is different. This is just, it's a general feeling of being deflated and just vaguely sad. A sadness that when distilled and concentrated comes down to a feeling of just being worthless. The other day I was on a plane and I was sat there imagining all the various horrific scenarios that could take place involving the plane crashing, as you do. For the first time ever, I wasn't really scared. Like, I didn't actively fear for my life. I was weirdly at peace with the whole concept. Initially, I thought this was a good thing, and I guess from a certain angle it is. I mean, I'm definitely not feeling anxious necessarily anymore, but I quickly realized this thought process was born out of me considering myself and my life as carrying less value than it did before, as if there was less at stake if the plane did crash. And yeah, it's a bit bleak. It's a bit bleak, isn't it? My biggest fear used to be pretty straightforward. It was death, pretty standard. But now I think my biggest fear is letting people down and being a failure. Oh no, guys, this is getting a bit grim, isn't it? This is getting a bit sad. Hey, let's chill out for a second and simply enjoy some lovely footage of me at Disney World, the happiest place on earth. And I did have a very happy time. I got to meet Mickey Mouse. Sav's parents took us, and that was very kind of them. They're really nice. Hey, they're good people. I should also probably mention that I have a Patreon now, just like every fucking person on this website. I have a Patreon now. If you want to support me, you can. I recently posted a commentary track for Let It Be, that movie, what I made a little while ago. I think you will sort of like that one. But yeah, if you'd like to support me, thank you. That's so nice. But yeah, Disney World was a great, fun time. I wish I was still there now. Ah, that was nice. Anyway, we now return to our regularly scheduled exercise and self-indulgence. Brilliant transition. It sucks when the amount of things you really, really enjoy and can always rely on to cheer you up kind of, maybe, starts to decrease more and more with each passing day. I mean, at this point, basically all I've got left is RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, that's it.
This is the easiest choice that I have had to make the entire season. I'm going home.
Like, video games. I love video games. I've always loved video games, but now if I play one, I just feel guilty, like I'm wasting my time. There's a part of me that says, what are you doing? Get up, do something, write something. And then there's another part of me that's like, well, why? What's the point? Who the fuck cares? And then there's a small part of me that's like, mate, this oil rig isn't going to destroy itself, so get to work. What, I'm going to put it on YouTube? Am I? You sure about that? Because Like, last time I checked, Logan Paul filmed a dead body. So, I honestly do not know what is that appealing about this website at the moment. Yeah, and as someone who's been documenting himself off and on since I was 14, I don't know if this is the healthiest way for me to be processing these feelings. I don't know. I do not. I do not. Brilliant reference. And real talk, like, sometimes I will just be sat there by myself, minding my own business, and these 4 words will pop into my head, and I'll just recite them a few times. God, I hate myself. Not very nuanced, me ol' head box. Every single thing I've ever made, whether it's a short film or a vlog or whatever, is always basically just an exercise in me trying to articulate a thought process or a feeling I'm experiencing using the tools that I happen to have at my disposal at that time. So sometimes that's a budget and a crew and actors, and sometimes it's just me and my camera. Regardless of what form it takes, it's always been so important for me to be able to take my experiences and take my feelings and put them on, well, I guess not really on paper, but formulate them into something that's digestible in an attempt to make sense of them and hopefully overcome them. And I think that's what I've always been doing, and that's what I'm doing here. And I really appreciate anyone who has bothered to listen. This isn't a cry for help. I don't want you to pity me. I don't want you to comment loads of lovely, reassuring things about how nice I am and how I've got so much going for me, because even though that's very kind, I recognize that stuff. I recognize that there's so much I'm incredibly lucky to have, and it's stuff I'm so grateful to have. And there are so many things in my life that make me happy. And despite feeling a bit shit, those things still do make me happy. I mean, I've got a cat. I've got a really nice, cute cat. She's brilliant. Yeah, it was so horrible when we lost her. Like, I know I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but we really did feel like we'd failed as parents. And I love the idea that when the plumber retrieved her from the back of the bathroom sink, we've just convinced ourselves that it's Ladybug, when in fact, it's just a rat. It's a rat that we've convinced ourselves is a cat, and that the actual Ladybug is still hiding here somewhere. And when this video goes out, the truth will be revealed, because all of you will watch it and go, Bertie, that's a rat. Like, during those 4 long days where we couldn't find her, she'd become weirdly mythic in our minds. Like, we couldn't fully remember what she looked like. By that point, she'd just become legend. So when we were finally reunited, it was a very powerful moment. It was a lot like Luke Skywalker at the end of The Force Awakens, you know? It was very, it's you. Okay, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for tuning in. It really does mean a great deal. I tell you what, the next thing I make, or the next thing I put on this channel, I am going to aim for it to be not sad. I'm going to aim for it to be lighthearted and fun and goofy, perhaps. Don't hold me, there's a fly. Don't hold me to this, but I'm going to try. I want to make something stupid. I want to make something fucking stupid and not grim like this. So, yeah, thank you so much. See you in a bit. All right, how was that?